ensure that we adhere to the strict SOP. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're standing around, we urge you to look for a little X so that we are properly spaced out in this venue. All right, so another gentle reminder as well, I would like to invite you all and encourage all of you to please keep your mask on at all times. Right, so please keep your mask on at all times. Ladies and gentlemen, to Nestlé's dairy-free RTD launch. Are you guys excited or excited? That's more like it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're very excited to be here today to introduce you to Nestlé's all-new range of, and of course, they're all made with plant-based ingredients. So very quickly, I'm just genuinely curious. Show of hands if some of you here are already going plant-based. Show of hands. Awesome! Wow! That is incredibly authentic and plant-based food and beverages, right? And going plant-based is not just great in terms of nutritional benefits, but ultimately, it's also great for our planet. And with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, ever since Nestlé has embarked on its journey, towards a greener, more sustainable future, it has accelerated its efforts in coming up with more plant-based offerings and goodness. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we're really excited to share with you, here to lead Nestlé's dairy-free RTD are, safe to say, Malaysia and of course Nestlé's iconic brands of Milo and Nescafé. So, a lot of excitement in store, and here to share more about Nestlé's vision on plant-based food and beverages future for Nestlé, please join me in welcoming the Chief Executive Officer of Nestlé Malaysia Berhad, Mr. Juan Arenals.
Choose plant-based meals, burgers, schnitzels, and a number of others. We were graced by the presence of the Sultan and the royal family, and it was a very successful event. So I think that seeing how excited people was with these products, I have no doubt that there will be a great success. And today, our plant-based week continues with another very important milestone, which is the introduction of this range of Nestlé dairy-free drinks. Going dairy-free is a necessity. I mean, for many people, you know that lactose intolerance is quite extended among the adult population in Malaysia. And clearly, we are very happy to be able to provide a great alternative with Milo, with Nescafé, for those for those fans of the brand that still want to enjoy our products in spite of not being able to cope very well with milk. But more in general, if you don't have a lactose intolerance issue, many of us, we are going plant-based because we know that's better in terms of health, because in general we get a very low cholesterol, very low fat. In this case, we also have reduced even further the sugar content of the product, so you have a very healthy proposition. The products are all Healthy Choice logo, and you will see, they taste great. You all enjoy the products. I'm sure you will have a chance to taste them. And back to you, Nadia.
Thank you. Around, I have to remind you, of course, we have the authorities who are here with us today, so we just need to remind everyone to maintain your social distance. So please do adhere to the X marks the spot before we continue, all right? So once again, ladies and gentlemen, with that in mind, with everyone social distanced, it's now going to need you all, first of all, to maintain social distance, and second of all, to join me in the countdown in just a moment. Are you ready? celebration indeed. That's what it means to adopt a bit of a plant-based diet. But let's address one of the most cliche questions first of all time, which may seem simple, but I think there's a lot of things to also clear up. So what exactly does it mean, right, a plant-based diet?
Well, a plant-based diet basically means your diet is consists of seeds, and you either have no meat or just a little bit of the meat-based foods. So it's predominantly vegetable-based, plant-based foods.
Okay, so it's without.
Correct.
So, which brings me to the next question, and I'm sure you might get this question all the time, you know, for people who wonder, what is the difference, what is the distinction between, you know, being a vegetarian, being a vegan, and I've also heard of flexitarians as well, versus plant-based. What's the difference between all of
it's
these?
all meant to confuse you. You've got
Very common question that you get as well. So if you go plant-based, are you still going to be able to get enough nutrients like protein in your diet for your lifestyle?
Yes, I think that is a very key question. A lot of people, especially now adults, if you follow a vegetarian diet, you know, you as long as you make sure you have a good balance. I think one of the key nutrients which you'll be looking at is whether you're getting enough proteins. Because if you are consuming meat products, you get more than sufficient protein. You get ample iron. And you want to look out for your protein intake, but if you don't take meat, there are a lot of other alternatives. You have bean products. Bean products are actually very good sources of protein. And then apart from protein, we also look at calcium. Calcium is also another nutrient which, if you consume dairy products, it's a very easy source of calcium because it's very readily absorbed by the body. But if you avoid dairy products, you may risk not consuming enough calcium. Now, the average Malaysian, you should be aiming for about 1,000 milligrams of calcium a day, which actually means roughly about 3 cups of milk. But if we don't take that kind of, we don't consume as much dairy, then you might struggle to meet that requirement. So I think these days we have a lot of plant-based milk, so that's one way of getting sufficient calcium. And then apart from that, we also have things like tofu, we have tempeh, and even some juices like orange juice are also fortified with calcium. And then dark green leafy vegetables are also a good source of calcium.
So you can get more than enough protein sources and calcium sources from a plant-based diet?
Yes, exactly.
There you go. Well, I have a question. If I were to, or let's say anyone here, would love to start a plant-based diet,
want to go on a plant-based diet or who are on a plant-based diet is B12 deficiency. And a lot of people speak about that. And I'm one of those people who forget taking my vitamins. So how essential is B12 for somebody who wants to be on a plant-based diet?
I think that's a very, you're not getting any edible products in. You're probably getting very little vitamin B12 from your diet. But if you take things like fortified cereals, where they've already added some vitamin B12 in it, or some tempeh, or some what do you call that, yeast extract, these are good dietary sources of vitamin B12. You need about 2.4 micrograms of it, which is equivalent to, now if you're taking a meat-based diet, you're talking about 1 egg, 1 milk, that's sufficient already. So if you can consume some fortified cereals, you can consume some of these, like I mentioned just now, some tempeh or yeast extract, you might get some vitamin B12 there, or alternatively, you can also take some vitamin B12 supplements. So these are some of the ways you can make sure you get enough vitamin B12 so that you don't become anemic. Because if you are deficient in vitamin B12, that's what's going to happen. You will start becoming anemic, meaning a bit tired.
World, our research and development capabilities, and then our knowledge of Malaysia, because we have been here for 108 years. Yeah, we are excited that we can do this, and I think you will get the chance to try the products. So I think these are great ways of getting embarked into this plant-based journey. So I hope that you will enjoy.
It's a very exciting new chapter indeed. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Arnold.
First of all, understanding our customers' dietary needs and the ever-changing consumer habits is very important in our field, in our industry. So again, we honestly look forward to be able to cater to all the customers and consumers' dietary needs. In the future, we hope to launch more and more new Nestle products together. Thank you. We look forward. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
FML that I think they are selling at 3.5 ringgit roughly, so it's quite an affordable price range. And that's intended probably more for consumption on the go. No? But we also are introducing this 1 liter UHT that is best suited for in-home consumption. So in both you will see it's also at quite an affordable value proposition. So we think that everybody will be able to enjoy this product.